Alright.
You guys want to count me down?
5,
4,
3, 2, 1. Go.
Alright, so this is Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube. This is not Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, the Wii sucks.
Significant difference.
For the first, 17 minutes of this run, it's pretty much going to be natural route for a while, but once we get the space jump back, the game's going to get pretty broken.
Rip space jump.
So in this room right here, there's a trick you can do called item loss skip. That's done in any percent and low percent. Unfortunately, we can't do it in 100% because of a missile expansion.
Yeah, so basically, if you skip your items, then one missile expansion. I can't remember the acronym compound.
GFMC? Oh no, that's not it.
No, it's a hive chamber B.
Hive Chamber B sounds right.
So the reason why we can't skip losing the items is because in a room called Hive Chamber B, there's a missile expansion there, and that's also the room where you lose your items. Unfortunately, the missile in that room does not exist until that room is reloaded, and currently the only way to reload the room is to lose your items, so the first 17 minutes of this run are going to be pretty slow, but there's a lot of cool tricks on the way. And as I said before, it's pretty much a natural route until I get space jump, with some minor sequence breaks. Scans are not required for 100% because we only care about what's on the mission final screen.
So effectively, we're caring about collecting all the major upgrades and expansions, including power bomb tanks, beam ammo expansions, and so on.
And if you watched Prime 1 earlier, you probably noticed that the movement in the game is really broken. In this game, the movement was nerfed significantly, but there's a lot more cool tricks you can do in this game instead.
Yeah, so one of the big differences that was added into Echoes is there's a sideways speed cap of around 18 speed as opposed to Prime 1, which had no sideways speed cap, and you can get sideways speeds from a dash of like 37, 38, sometimes even higher depending on the scenario.
Another thing to know is that I optimized this game by in-game time. Okay, so right here, I'm going to do a slope jump. And then I'm going to hitch a ride on this crate.
Yeah, normally you're supposed to go around and shoot some targets to bring down a bridge.
I'm going to skip the cutscene right now. And I just skipped a lot of this room. It's like a taxi cab. It's my Uber.
Pretty much it is.
It's my Uber driver.
Did you
That's
tip him?
better than Uber driver.
There's not much to talk about right now, it's just movement, really. I'm just rolling around a lot. That's all I can do, really.
Just gotta roll with it, you know?
Oh god, that Splinter, Splinter owned me.
I guess you can hold that L, Kirby.
There is a trick that
Oh,
DF does in Echoes. It's called a roll shot. Did we explain that yet?
No,
no, I was
No, we
about to,
haven't.
but you can
So-
go ahead.
Yeah, so when you're in Morph Ball, if you press A, the shoot button, to frame you unmorph, then you fire a shot while you unmorph, which is really nice when you are approaching a door. It's not difficult per se, it's like a minor time save. So right here, DF is actually doing a ghetto jump and or slope jump, which is the same trick from Prime 1. You press against the slope to gain extra height. And what DF did here is, he normally, if you don't get on a ledge, you have to walk into a cutscene trigger. But instead, he skipped the cutscene trigger, got the missile launcher, then activated the cutscene trigger, and that respawned the same missile launcher. So he has 10 missiles now instead of 5.
Yeah, so I duped the missile launcher, and I'm going to be finishing this run with 101%. Nice.
Nice.
The goal of the category is to get 100%. So, but by our category definitions, while duping stuff is technically allowed, it's not allowed to be counted towards category definitions. So you still have to collect all 100 unique items. It's just that the early extra missiles are really helpful for the first roughly 10 minutes of a run, just for the extra firepower.
Okay, so I skipped that puzzle there by doing a slope jump and a series of dashes. That slope jump is kind of picky, but...
One of the things you might notice DF doing is jumping up to the frame of the door and then morphing, and it happens instantly. So, unlike in Prime 1, in Prime 2 you can do a trick called an instant morph. And so that just saves some animation time.
So it's kind of a mini boss fight here. Is actually deceptively... Well, it's not a super simple fight. You want to shoot your missiles such that the splash damage of the missiles hits as many splinters as possible. DF is also ideally would have liked to be at 10 missiles going into the actual mini boss fight, which he got lucky and he did. But what you really want to do technically is go down to 0 missiles, because when you're at 0 missiles and there are no missile drops on the field, then whatever you kill next is almost guaranteed to give you a double missile drop.
It's about 80% chance for a double missile drop.
Fun fact, the regular Alpha Splinter has 5,000 HP.
How much does Dark Alpha Splinter have?
I still don't know that yet, but significantly
Much
less.
Yeah. Just for comparison, a fully charged power beam shot does 50 damage, and a missile does 30 damage.
Yeah, the reason why I'm shooting missiles after my charge shots is because there's a cooldown after my charge shots. And during that cooldown, I can fire a missile before I start charging again. So it's a lot of extra
DF is
damage.
also conserving exactly 1 missile because he needs to blow up a missile door coming up in a minute or two to get an energy tank, and that puts him at 0 missiles, which then will almost guarantee getting a double missile drop afterwards.
Alright, so we got the Violet Translator. Oh, the energy transfer module actually does nothing in this game, and it doesn't even
It does
count
literally
%.
nothing.
Alright, here's a cool strat. I'm gonna shoot Umos and rebound the shot to the door. It doesn't save any time, and it doesn't lose any time, but it's really cool.
Sick.
Neat.
Can you damage the Alpha Splinter with Cannonball?
No. The only boss you can damage with Cannonball is Chica, and it's the light form only. Alright, so I wait before I roll through a door because there's an acceleration with the Morph Ball, so I can get into full speed before the door opens. It saves a little bit of time.
So DF mentioned getting the Violet Translator. He's using it to scan these Violet Gates to lower them. You get 1 translator in each major area, and they do actually count towards your percentage. So you do need to get all of them.
Alright, sweet, I got the 10 missile drop. You ideally want the 10 missile drop there, so you have full missiles going to the pirate fight in Aegon before Jump Guardian.
Yeah, if you don't get the 10 missile drop, you're pretty unlucky, because again, it's an 80% chance per crate. So...
Right, so the first major area, Aegon, is coming up. So there's kind of a general structure to each of the 3 major areas, where what you're supposed to do is kind of explore the areas and collect the 3 keys, and this will unlock the temple in the Dark World. And this game does have a light world, dark world mechanic, and that's pretty much like the main boss of the area, and then you move on to the next area.
The only dark temple keys I'm going to be skipping is in hives because you literally don't need them to get to Quadraxis.
In any percent speedrun, there's the main boss of Aegon. You don't really have to bother with him because he gives you dark suits, but this is a 100% speedrun. We do need to get a dark suit, so he will be getting the dark Aegon keys.
You can actually fight a Mortis without the keys, but you're stuck once you kill him.
So here's a series of dashes that DF's going to be doing to skip some platforming. You're supposed to lower a bridge here, but he's going to scan dash across it. And then a slope jump off a tiny ledge gives him enough height to kind of skip going around the room a second time, saving a good chunk of time.
The dash off the wall thingy I did to skip shooting down stalactite is actually pretty precise. Alright, this room is really bad because if the pirates shoot you, you just fall down. You can't do anything about it. Like right there.
Thanks, pirates. Have you named these pirates yet?
Yeah, they're the Three Stooges, and I just got shot down again. Yeah, this room's really bad.
Let's go Three Stooges.
This room is terrible.
Gonna do a little dash here.
Nice.
Lower this thing and go over. You can actually dash to skip lowering this stalactite, but it's kind of stupid. The dash itself isn't hard, but it's the fact that the pirates are constantly shooting at you that makes it really dumb.
So this is Bomb Guardian. A lot of Samus's major upgrades got stolen by Ings, and so the corresponding Ing that stole her item is the guardian of it. So this is the boss that stole bombs. So the idea behind this boss is that a round automatically ends whenever you deal damage, whenever its HP goes below 75%, 50%, or 25%. So a missile does just underneath 1/4 of its health bar, and a missile plus a charge beam does exactly half. So what DF did is shoot an uncharged power beam shot, then a missile, then a charge beam, and that reduces Bomb Guardian's HP just below 50%. And then that's just enough to finish this boss in 2 rounds.
Oh, I didn't get the spot. If you stand in a good spot after the fight, you can get the bombs there really fast. So I shot the door before this cutscene, or before I started the fight, because, you know, frames. So if you roll up these bomb slots just right, you can get a bounce, and you can skip laying another bomb. But they're kind of finicky and not always consistent. So now I'm going to pick up Amber Translator. And do instant morph here to save some time. You can actually pre-bomb this door, but it's actually pretty precise. It doesn't always work. Because the door locks on you once you enter the room. Alright, so now we're going to head to Jump Guardian and collect Space Jump. And after Space Jump is when the run starts to get really broken.
Well, I mean, it does get a little bit broken while getting Space Jump too.
Yeah, there is.
You do a little dash there.
Imagine it not actually working.
I'm going to scan that thing, so I'm going to come for that missile later.
Hello there, 500,000 damage per frame.
Oh yeah, the cannons in this game do 500,000 damage per frame, and for some reason Resbits takes 4 times more damage.
So if you thought 50,000 for Boost Ball in Metroid Prime 1 wasn't enough,
Try 10 times. Try 10 times more with Cannonball, and 40 times more in regards to Resbit.
Alright, good, I got a missile, but I'm not going to pick it up yet.
and so DF kind of wants to keep an eye on his missile count because he's going to be fighting Jump Guardian, and having more missiles typically means faster DPS. So ideally he wants to get 20 missiles by the end of this pirate fight. Well, I mean, you don't really need 20, but at least 15, 16.
That's crazy how much time you lose by not having 20 missiles. It's ridiculous. Like, if you have 14, you lose 10 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so you can actually skip on this thing, but I'm a weenie, so...
Weenie.
I suck at
Doesn't
it.
that save like 2 seconds or something like that?
And I'm going to skip the rest, but it's bombing that one directly.
Yeah, you're supposed to bomb like 3 blocks in this puzzle, but the game only checks if you bomb the last one.
I think that's
and automatically assumes it's solved.
I think it's fixed in Echo's Wii, though. Alright, so we're heading to Dark Aether now. We're gonna go fight Jump Guardian.
Woo!
We're gonna do a minor sequence break here.
Minor? You mean skipping everything before Jump Guardian?
Yeah,
so DF is...
It doesn't skip a whole lot, like, important.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Normally you're supposed to kind of go around lower Dark Aegon in a circle, but what DF's doing here is he's going through towards Jump Guardian through the exit.
Can't do this.
You're not supposed to be able to go through here without space jump.
There we go. That was bad, but oh well.
So yeah, you're evidently not supposed to be able to go through this room without space jump, but by jumping off of these ink pods, these plants here, you can make it through without space jump.
Alright, so I'm scared, so I'm just gonna sit here for like a couple minutes to refill my health. Not doing anything at all.
How's life?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know, I'm a little bit shocked at how scared you are of this fight.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary fight.
You really don't like that statue, do you?
No, I don't.
Huh.
Man, what a weenie.
I know. It's shooting an immobile statue. We need.
You guys must be a terrible, terrible runner.
Good thing you got some health back.
Oh, why does Jump Guardian have 0 health?
Wait, what?
Oh, dang, wow. That was a fast fight.
Wow.
Good job.
Alright,
I have never seen 2 double missiles before.
That's crazy. Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Probably the same frame.
Anyway, what DF was doing was actually shooting Jump Guardian, where he normally is before the fight begins. You can just shoot that spot and damage Jump Guardian, but you can't kill Jump Guardian unless you actually activate the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we have Space Jump, we're gonna go visit our old friend Robert the Sand Digger. We're gonna play ball with him.
Oh my god, I didn't know you had a name.
Everything has a name in this series.
That gate isn't necessary. Well, that gate, he's opening that gate because he needs to go through that gate later during cleanup, like an hour and a half later.
Well, I'm going through it right now.
Actually, no, you need, yeah, you do need to go through it now. I forgot.
When can we name the robot in Alicia?
His name's Y. I didn't get either of the 1-frame warps. Oh well.
Yeah, sometimes when there's like 2 cutscenes like that, you have 1 frame of input in between and you can do a morph, so that kind of skips the morph input.
Saves a small amount of time.
Right, so now we're gonna go visit our friend Robert. I'm gonna take a quick safety save here. I usually don't take this save, but since it's a marathon...
It doesn't really cost time either.
Alright.
Ooh, I like that roll jump.
Alright, so let's go talk to Robert.
Yeah, I think this trick coming up is kind of self-explanatory. You'll see.
And I'm gonna have Kirby and Ven take over for a while once I do the thing.
Alright, so yeah, there's a small period of time I'll get thrown where Samus no longer has any sort of collision, so just get thrown right through.
Yeah, so this is Echoes and has out of bounds. Just like in Prime 1, the physics for out of bounds are pretty much exactly the same in the entire Prime trilogy. It's a lot more involved with Echoes, just because Echoes is kind of more broken with respect to how often you can get out of bounds. So the general idea is that every room is inside a box. Inside that box is normal physics, but when you're outside the box, such as on the bottom or above the box or whatever, then you're kind of in a floaty state where the game is very slowly floating you upward. So to climb, basically to navigate by room, DF has to go to the door that he wants to go through, load the next room, and then transition the room, which is kind of a term for telling the game, okay, I'm gonna be in this next room now. So generally speaking, you kind of have to go door by door, shoot the door, and force a load.
Yeah, the idea of transitioning happens casually. If you look at your mini map on Prime 1 and 2, you'll notice as you go through a room, the room will shift on the mini map.
Like that.
The same, yeah, like that.
And right now, DF is actually walking on top of the box that the room is in.
Yeah, so basically, what DF's doing, so like right now, he's walking on the bottom of the box and also avoiding a trigger that will activate a pirate fight, which would place him back in bounds, would be really bad.
Mm-hmm. So like the entire point of this out of bounds, you're actually not technically really doing a sequence break because you're supposed to go to the pirate base and get Dark Beam. But this skips a bunch of pirate fights, and also when you go into like the main base, it's structured like a circle, and you're kind of supposed to go all the way around the circle in one direction. But instead, you can just kind of go backwards out of bounds and skip that entire circle. Also, you can get a missile expansion out of bounds.
A little bit about how he's jumping out of bounds. So we mentioned that every room is inside a box, and you have that area known as ether, which is slowly floating you up. You can jump in and out of, if you go in and out of ether, you can jump within a 3-frame window. Oh, fun fact here, if you hold R when you transition this room, you crash.
Okay, so I'm actually really scared of fighting Dark Samus 1 right now, so I'm just gonna fight her later. I feel under-equipped.
Aren't we all?
Whoa.
With that life.
That was kind of...
Nice dash.
Let's try that again. Alright.
We need to get a rally box in this game.
Alright.
So now he's gonna load the room with Dark Beam, let it load around him. He's back in balance. Grab Dark Beam.
Right,
so the Dark and Light Beam, this game is commonly criticized for the ammo system with the Dark and Light Beam. They're really, really powerful.
Yeah, for reference,
incredibly powerful.
The Dark Beam does 15 uncharged and 50 fully charged, but it does 2 times damage on the Light Aether enemies. Light Beam does, I think it was 30 uncharged and 100 fully charged, and it does 2 times damage on dark enemies.
And I think a normal missile does like 100 damage.
No,
it does less.
30.
It's like 30, never mind. Yeah. So like a charged Dark Beam shot on normal enemies is triple the damage of a single missile. On top of that, there's like an extra ooze damage that does even more damage.
Yeah, so
Dark and Light Beam are absurdly powerful.
I'm gonna do a slope jump off this dead body.
Have you
That's
named
what
the dead
dead
body?
bodies are for, right?
Nice.
So the entire point for this visit to the Dark World is to get Light Beam because you kind of need both Dark and Light Beam to navigate the majority of the game. Although you technically can beat the game without Light Beam, but it's still a very important item.
Yeah, you can beat the game without Light Beam as long as you replace it with Annihilator, but you cannot beat the game without Dark Beam. Alright, so I'm going to use this save here to make the room load faster for in-game time, but I'm also going to save here, because it's a marathon. Usually I don't save here.
It also gives you, it also refills your health, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, you take about 6 damage per second in the Dark World. And that's reduced by 5 times if you have Dark Suit, bringing it down to 1.2, but I'm not collecting Dark Suit for a long time.
Yeah, I won't be getting Dark Suit for another 2 hours or something.
So this giant room is kind of a puzzle room. There are 3 scan posts through this room, and you have to scan all 3 of them. The last one, you have to get close enough to it in order to scan it. So you have to kind of rely on these platform cycles.
I don't think that's gonna make it, yeah. So I got hit. Backup strats.
Ooh, I like that backup strat.
Backup strats are top too.
Alright, so you're supposed to lower the 2 platforms, but by doing a slope jump off of the wall there, you can skip it. And now he has Light Beam. So at this point, he's gotten all the major upgrades he's supposed to get at this point before fighting the main boss of Aegon. However, we don't want to fight that boss yet. It's a lot faster to fight a Morbus later on in the run. During cleanup.
I'm not going to be getting Dark Suit for a long time, so...
Oh, so the reason DF made his health was low there is if your health is low, you end up having a 75% chance to get an Ultra Energy drop, which gives you a full E-tank of life.
Yeah, this game's drop system works remarkably nicely, because it's basically, if you're really low on something, you have a very high chance of getting it. So this works for health drops, missile drops, as we explained. Power bombs, if you're at 0 power bombs, you have a very high chance of getting a power bomb drop for most enemies or caches. And also... and also ammo, beam. This also applies to beam ammo. I think it's if you're like below 20% of light ammo and you kill something with dark beam, you're almost guaranteed to get a crystal, which gives you like 50 ammo or something.
30. It's 30.
30? Okay. So like realistically speaking, you should never ever run out of ammo at least.
Yeah. The health drop's like 75, and the other 3 are the beam ammo, power bombs, and missiles is like an 80% chance.
So since I never fought the pirates here, the room layer doesn't have all the things you have to destroy with the cannon, so I can skip everything here by doing a couple of cool dashes. I just have to be careful not to touch the pirate trigger on my way down.
This beam ammo expansion is not only required, but also just very convenient, because 50 beam ammo kind of sucks to rely on.
Alright. Avoided the trigger.
Nice.
Yeah, hitting that trigger is really bad.
So now we're gonna head to a tennis bog now.
Tetanus bog.
Let's go Tourniquet Bog.
So I grab this missile now. It's really convenient, and I actually think it's faster to get it now because it sucks on the cleanup to get it done, but yeah, it's also just nice. 40 missiles is really good.
Never thought to get it done.
No one offered Prime 3.
Yeah, Prime 3 is a pretty dead speed game right now.
There's a reason for that.
It's pretty dead run right now. Nobody runs it at the moment.
Alright, so we're gonna play with our friend Robert again.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Alright. Alright, so now we're gonna head to Travis Bog.
Yeah, so there's an elevator in Aegon that links to Torvis Bog conveniently, but it is blocked up by secret missiles, which you normally can't get until you've been to Torvis before. So in order to go to Torvis, you're supposed to go through Temple Grounds, kind of go through a bunch of puzzles, and then go to Torvis. But by going out of bounds here, you can skip all of that and go straight to Torvis.
So again, DF utilizing ether jumping. One difference between this game and Prime 1 is that if you fall in Prime 2, you still have control of Samus. You can just walk right back to the ether. In Prime 1, you lose control, so if you fail a single ether jump, you fall all the way down, which is why in Prime 1 we usually look for corners of the room. So yeah, now DF is heading down to Tovis Bog.
There's another secret lock here, so I'm gonna have to go out of bounds again.
Yeah, he's going down to Torbanite Bog.
So right here is a BSJ. If you guys would kindly explain, because I'm doing out of bounds again.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you get launched into the air with Morph Ball, you have 22 frames to, well, within the first 22 frames, you're still in standing state, so you can jump if you unmorph within that time, but normally the unmorph animation is about a second long, so you'll never make it within those 22 frames. But if you obstruct the camera so that it can't play the animation, you'll do what we call an instant unmorph, and you'll be able to jump within those 22 frames.
So right here, we're going to be collecting an early Powerbomb expansion. Okay. Come on. Thank you. Alright. So I want the map to be on this room, because otherwise this room by this light door right here will load and it will be really annoying. I'm also just going back to Tortoise Temple after this. So I'm getting my cheeseburger early. Am I in the right spot? No. It's like right here. There we go. So this is my cheeseburger expansion.
The powerbombs and expansions in this game kind of look like cheeseburgers.
I never thought of that.
I never thought of that until now either.
Alright, so now we're going to make our way back to Tortoise Temple, since we have everything we need so far.
The Trevor's Temple.
Tennis Temple. Tentacle.
Testicular Torsion Temple.
Chast Temple.
Squidward Tentacle Bog. Alright, so here's a little pirate fight. I'm going to destroy the ship of lightning. I'm going to snipe these two flying pirates up here.
Wow.
So yeah, Dark Beam is really strong on space pirates. The reason why the beams have ammo is because the beams are just so strong.
Yeah, it's literally just a balance.
Like, an uncharged shot does as much damage as a missile. Like, just think of it that way.
And so we got our super missiles.
Pretty useful weapon, but they're primarily used for opening green locks.
Yeah. What you're gonna see DF do is pull up the scan visor every time he uses a super missile shot. There's a slight cooldown every time you use super missiles, but if you pull up the scan visor, it cancels that cooldown.
You can do the same trick in Metroid Prime 1, but it just isn't really applicable in most scenarios.
You only use it a couple times in Prime 1. And Hondo.
Whereas,
100%.
especially since like there aren't super locks in Prime 1 as there are in Echo, so you see the trick a lot more in Echoes.
Alright, so if I roll down this slope here really well, I can get a huge momentum boost going down, which will help me save time going to the dark door, so let's see if I can get it. Nice. That was really fast.
Oh, I actually don't remember that. Dang. That is sick.
That's called the big boy boost.
After being a weenie for so long, you finally get big boy strats.
Alright, so we're gonna go to Lower Torvis now, and normally you need to have boost bow and seekers before you go down here, but I'm not going to get those yet. I'm gonna open this up for later.
So in Lower Torvis, what you're supposed to do is there are 3 locks you need to scan, and to go to each of them, you need to kind of go through a bunch of puzzles and tunnels, requiring boost and or seeker missiles. And they take forever to do. So this actually, a lot of people don't realize how game-breaking this upcoming trick is, which is called an underwater dash. Basically, you hold L.
Yeah, if you hold L and press R and B on the same frame, you get a jump that's the same speed as it would be in the air.
And by doing that, you can scan all 3 locks without bothering with any of the puzzles. And this allows you to pretty much do Lower Torvis without boost ball or seeker missiles, skipping a huge detour.
That's nuts.
So upcoming is a really hard boss fight. It's Alpha Blog. He's a pretty random boss, and he's just really hard to optimize. So
Boxes suck too. Like holy crap.
Hopefully I can get a good Alpha Blog fight.
Yeah, down here in Lower Termina Bog.
So he's gonna get gravity boost, which is effectively gravity suit, plus with the third jump. And you lose the ability underwater dash with it, which it doesn't really matter at this point. They've served their purpose.
Alright, so now it's time to fight Alpha Block. He's a really hard boss to do well, so hopefully I can get a good fight. Not close.
Nice camera.
Just kidding, I'm not gonna fight him.
What are
Bye.
you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to fight him. What are you doing?
He's a really hard boss fight, so why bother?
That's true.
Fair enough, you got me.
Alright, so there is a Torvis key here. DF does want to get all 3 Torvis keys and fight Chica at the appropriate time. Conveniently enough, he got an early power bomb tank, so he can actually take a massive shortcut here to go straight to Grapple Guardian.
Those are spankweeds.
Spankweeds.
That goes Spankies.
And do a little dash off my boy over here. Save some frames.
Does he have a name?
I haven't named him yet.
We should call him Victor.
I'm gonna do a dash here to skip using the bomb slot. Saves like a second.
And he really wants to keep an eye on his health and power bomb count. And also light ammo, because he's about to fight Grapple Guardian and he wants to use light beam as much as possible. As you can see, you're supposed to have Dark Suit at this point, which is why he's losing so much health constantly, because there aren't that many safe zones at this point in the game. So he has to scan Grapple Guardian here because you can't lock onto Grapple Guardian's eye until you finish scanning it. So you have to shoot the eye to stun it, then you can deal damage on its back and fire a charge shot plus 2 uncharged shots.
So I really want Grapple Guardian to drop a power bomb after the fight, because I need to blow up the door next to him. But it's random. Usually you get it, but if you don't, you lose like 20 seconds, and it's dumb.
A fun fact, it once didn't drop for me in the 80% chance of dropping a power bomb, missed 9 times.
Oops.
Yeah.
Why did I pull up Scan Visor? There's a brain fart right there.
Come on, Grapple Guardian, give us a power bomb.
Come on, boy.
And some health.
Oh, you're a bro.
Nice.
Grapple Bro.
Nice. Bropal beam.
Fortunately, he didn't give me a lot of health, so I have to play it kind of safe now.
He's making a bit of a detour here to get a single missile tank. That's it.
I think this is the most out of the way missile tank.
It's not even that out of the way, honestly. Like, it's a one room detour.
This takes a lot to get because a lot of bomb jumps.
Yeah.
You know, this would be faster if we ran on Wii.
No.
This is GameCube version, not the Wii version.
The GameCube version is faster.
Didn't he reach 10 subs? So, be ready for that Echoes Hundo on the Wii.
Has anyone seriously routed that? With, like, actual tricks?
GF's about to.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can do a handful of tricks on the Wii version, but for the most part, most things are patched. Either patched or much, much, much harder than GameCube version.
We're pretty much good from now on.
He's pretty much done with Lower Torvis. There are a lot of items he needs to come back and collect, but that's going to be left for cleanup.
I'd argue this is probably one of the scariest Dark World sections in the entire run.
So now he's going to go back to Upper Torvis, collect the 2 remaining Dark Torvis keys, and then fight Chica. Well, he also needs to get Boost Wall.
Boost Guardian's really hard because I don't have Dark Suit.
And there aren't any safe zones during the Boost Guardian fight.
Alright, so I want a powerbomb drop from these little red dudes, and I got one and a good health drop, so that's really nice.
That is nice.
Nice, nice.
Metroid Prime 1 wouldn't give you drops like this. Alright,
so say goodbye to Low Tours for a while. We'll be back here in like an hour.
Ooh. So DF is actually just gonna pass the missile tank, but he's gonna get it later because he's gonna pass through this room anyways during cleanup, and
Yeah, I'll have
Faster
boost
get it
all
later.
later on. We'll save like a second.
so,
Alright, so
after
now-
you- go ahead.
Now that I have grapple beam, there are certain rooms where there's pirates that can spawn, and it's like a 50% chance. Thankfully, I did not get them in this room.
It's a 50-50 chance, and if they spawn, they lock you in, so you have to either kill them or wait 1 minute. And waiting 1 minute is kind of not really a realistic option in a speedrun.
Alright, so the other one didn't die fast. Oh, the cutscene isn't gonna, like, warp me. Alright. Alright.
Onto the Dark World. On to Boost Guardian.
My health is kind of low, so I'm probably gonna have to play it a little bit safe. I'm also collecting that missile by the tree later as well. I'm gonna do a BSJ up here to get up here. So we're gonna use the save. I usually use the save because health is important, but it's also a really convenient safety save. Ooh. If you fall down the second or first pit, you won't lose time, but since I fell down in the third pit, I'm going to lose a little bit, because the room starts loading around the middle pit. So that's a little bit, but not a big deal.
Yeah, a lot of optimizing the Prime speedruns is learning where the load triggers are and like learning how to hit that as quickly as possible instead of reaching the door as quickly as possible.
Alright, Boost Guardian. He's a really hard fight. And he's gone.
Hi.
I'm surprised I killed him though, that was really close.
That was sketchy.
That upsets casual me. That was my only death in the entire first playthrough.
I don't blame you.
That fight is
Pillars give you guaranteed ultra health, which you really want because DF's still going to be navigating into the Dark World without many safe zones. Because he's going to go straight to Chica. Because he has the second key. The third key is literally right before Chica.
So, coming up, there's a BSA do over a gate, and normally I would go out of bounds there and it saves like 2 seconds, but it's really risky and I'm not going to do it in this run. It's just like dumb.
No, yeah, you can't go out of bounds here. I forgot.
That didn't work. Interesting.
wow.
Oh, wonder why it's not working. Alright. Kinda slow, but I would like a health drop now. Whatever.
This is also another room where grapple pirates can show up, so this is a really bad spot for them to show up.
Ideally, the main reason why I wall crawl this is to prevent the grapple pirates from ever having a chance to make me lose time. So that's why wall crawling is good there, typically. But since
You have
this is
to do a
marathon,
BSJ
it's-
over that gate because the only other way, the normal way to get to that room in the Dark World is to kind of go back to the Light World and go all the way around, and then to the Dark World.
Alright, so it's time to fight Chica. Chica is a very ammo intensive, and I don't have Seeker Missile, so it's going to be a pretty interesting fight.
I keep
Thankfully.
forgetting that Seeker's something you have for this fight normally.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's an energy tank right before the fight. Conveniently.
And beam ammo.
And a beam ammo station.
Dang. Almost got the Happy Meal boost.
Happy Meal boost?
That's a good name. I approve.
Alright, so now it's time to fight Chica. Very ammo intensive, and there's a lot of strategy involved. So, the first stage of Chica Larva, he resists every beam by 50% and does not weak to any beam. So you want to hit him in his weak spot, which is why I'm going to scan him. So I'm going to be using a combination of both light and dark beam.
Charged light beam does the most neutral damage out of all 3 beams.
Please go in the water.
So he's gonna be using light beam more, but since he only has 100 light ammo, he will be using a dark beam here and there for the larva.
This is a bad pattern.
Ooh. Wow, this pattern sucks.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, so fun fact, you can actually shoot 2 missiles, or you can shoot a missile in between dark beam shots, and it doesn't lose any time. Or it doesn't,
It doesn't really affect your rate of fire with dark
yeah,
beam.
it doesn't affect the rate of fire.
So it's a nice way to squeeze in a lot of extra damage. Okay. So larva should be done with this after this attack.
I use a super there to conserve ammo because I'm running low because he gave me a bad pattern.
Alright, so this fight, what he has to do is he has to snipe Chica Adult. So Chica Adult light version is weak to dark beam. So he needs to snipe Chica Adult with dark beam. This is a lot harder than it looks because you have to manually aim at Chica without locking on. And also nail the dark beam shot, but dark beam is really easy to miss because it's very slow. So he's kind of trying to keep Chica Adult in a stun lock pattern here. If he messes up even once, you lose so much time. Dark version is a lot more straightforward. You kind of just keep shooting the tail of Dark Chica.
And the light beam also homes.
It also homes in. So 4 charged light beam shots ends the round pretty quickly.
So you can end this phase with 1 uncharged and 3 fully charged, but light beam actually does a random amount of damage, so I do 2 uncharged there to be safe.
Alright, so Light Chica 2 actually takes a charged dark beam shot plus 1 uncharged dark beam shot stun this time. So you can't really keep Chica stun locked without rotating. That means that DF has to land both a charged dark beam shot and an extra uncharged shot quickly. And yeah, Seeker missiles would speed up this fight significantly because that means you can 2-round each phase of Light Chica, since you can just fire a set of Seekers per wing. Right? Fire a set of Seekers on all 4 wings, basically.
I use a super missile right there because it skips firing 2 missiles, and that was like an amazing Chica Adult.
That was really good.
Yeah.
This fight is a really execution and ammo intensive fight. Like, it really snowballs out of control if anything goes wrong.
You run out of
from, like,
ammo.
missing a stun or running out of ammo is really bad.
My no reset run today for practice actually ran out of both light and dark ammo because I messed up really bad. You lose so much time.
Ugh. Okay, so what you're supposed to do after you beat the main boss of a temple is you're supposed to go get the temple energy in the dark world and then return it in the light version of the temple. He's gonna skip that. How? You'll see.
Hilarious how this works.
Right? He just unloaded Chica's room. and he just reloaded it, and voila, skip done.
Yeah, I just have to reload the room. If you just reload the room, you can leave. I hit the invisible platform.
And this is actually pretty important to do, because if you get the temple energy, then the game actually locks you in the area with arbitrary locks until you actually return the energy. And then I think the game might even lock some doors until you go back to the Great Temple. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I believe so, yeah.
Basically, you really want to avoid getting the temple energy if not needed. So there's a portal here where gameplay, if used as intended, its only purpose is to get a single missile tank, and it's kind of a one-way, not really a one-way portal, but it leads to a dead end, so you kind of have to just backtrack out of here. But thankfully, the developers didn't actually program any collision on the higher parts of the wall. So DF is going to get this missile tank, do a ghetto jump off of a slope on the ground, and just go out of bounds.
Yeah, there's no collision here.
Yeah, so it's a really nice shortcut. Because you're pretty much right back at the start of Torvis, which is where he wants to be. But before leaving Torvis through that way, he's gonna go ahead and grab another missile tank here.
I'm gonna lay a power bomb here to kill these Grinchlers because they can be annoying.
Yeah, DF isn't in any immediate need of power bombs.
Yeah.
I think the next time you need power bombs is after you go to the ship to refill anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, so we're gonna peace out for Taurus for now.
Hi, Torvis. Bye, Torvis.
Welcome to
Torvis, just like welcome to the mines.
Bye, Tovis.
later, Tabular.
Bye, Travis.
Tabula Bob.
That Chica fight.
Bye, Taiga.
That Chica fight was totally tubular. Alright, so this is very important.
Do Hive Dash.
This is very important. I need to move this sunblock because I'm coming back to this area at the very end of the run. I'm gonna do a couple roll jumps here, save some time.
We never talked about roll jumps. It's basically, it's honestly like the same kind of trick as the BSJ, except instead of bombing, you roll off a ledge. It uses the same glitch.
That's the only block you need to actually shoot? Yeah,
that's the only one you actually need to shoot. Of course, the point of it is that you get more distance instead of height, and you can maintain some of the speed from rolling by holding LNR after the unmorph, which gives you more distance as you jump. Oh, now we're getting secret missiles.
I got the hole-in-one, baby.
Like 3 major upgrades after we're supposed to get it.
Hole-in-one? This is good.
Yeah, you're supposed to get this up. You're supposed to get this upgrade before Boost Ball, Gravity Boost. Or no, you're supposed to get this after Boost Ball.
After Boost Ball, before going to Lower Torvis.
So, because you kind of need it for this puzzle.
Moose.
Yeah, the boost spinners puzzle you do before boost.
With that, I need to go to bed because I need to wake up in 5 hours.
Alright.
But good luck with the rest of the run.
Thanks for the commentary, Kirby.
Thanks for the run.
Also say hello to Moose, he's barking.
Moose.
Hi, Moose.
Moose your Z.
Losers?
Alright, so we're going to be doing a little bit of cleanup in Temple Grounds before we go to Sanctuary, which is our next destination, and nice. My missile just hit the floor.
I was gonna say, that wasn't the fault of Seekers this time. Seekers can have a habit of not working too well. It's not too bad in Echoes, it's horrible in Corruption.
I had the opposite experience in my first playthrough.
Did you play Corruption on Trilogy?
No.
Huh. Alright, so we're going to be making a pit stop here at the ship to refill on ammo and other stuff. And now we're going to fight a really hard boss.
Oh, this one's really tough. You ready for him?
I'm a little scared.
I'm nervous.
Nervous bog.
Alright, so this is a boss, because he has a health bar. Oh, he's
Yeah, all
dead.
you do is fully charge dark. Or a charge dark beam shot and a missile. Oh, fun fact, the missile you get off him has the same artwork as the missile expansions in Prime 1. For some reason.
So, in this room right here, if you went too fast at the start of the run, the web will actually respawn. Thankfully, I slowed down enough to prevent that. This missile right here in this room is the reason why you can't do item loss skip at 100%. Because this missile does not spawn until you... Come on, get in the hole, come on.
I think even if you transition into this room from the other side, it'll still pop you where you lose your items anyway, so... Even if it did exist, I think you still need to lose your items. What a great room.
Moosey. Gonna move this light block here for later. Nice.
Nice.
Oops. Alright. That was Lily's fault.
Whose fault?
By the way, any mistake I make, it's gonna be Lily's fault.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm fine with blaming Lily.
Yeah, any mistake that anyone at all makes is Lily's fault.
Oh, I can blame Lily from now on?
Yeah.
So I need to blow that up, and I need to get a power bomb drop, and then I need to lay another one here to get a power bomb expansion. And I place the power bomb in such a way that it blows up the wall and the gate at the same time. Unfortunately, this missile right here, you actually need to use bombs to break it, and for some reason she didn't lay bombs. It would save a little bit of time if you could break that with missiles or something, but...
It's not the worst time loss.
Gonna boost into this crate to get a power bomb. Kill that pirate with boost ball.
Nice.
I don't even know how much damage Boost Ball does in this game. It's definitely not 50,000 per frame. Like in Prime 1.
And I go right up against that gate over there so the room loads while I'm scanning it. Also, fun fact, that emerald gate is actually a violet gate.
For some weird reason. Oh right, you're not supposed to be able to get over there without a power bomb anyways.
Alright, so now we're in Sanctuary. This is in my opinion, the coolest part of the run.
I think it's because Sanctuary is the coolest place.
Type 1 if you think I should go for Grand Abyss.
Oh, they'll find out why. I kind of forgot that it's 30 seconds off.
Hey, where's Steve? There he is.
Steve.
Let's go, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
So now we're about to hit up our boy Quentin the Quad. We're gonna jump off of him. Just get fighting him.
Oh my god. Quentin the Quad?
I thought he said Quentin the Quad.
The Quad, Nick Quad, whatever.
Do a little BSA there.
There are a lot of ones in the chat.
I'm hoping there are even more ones in the chat.
Let's go, Cody.
Alright, so I guess I'm going for Grand Abyss. Grand
Go with
Abyss
Grand Abyss.
is a one-shot trick that saves 10 seconds in this run, but in any percent it saves 5 minutes, so... Because in any percent it allows you to skip Grapple Beam. I'm gonna blow this thing up for later.
Since Lily pressed 1, if Grand Abyss doesn't go well, it's Lily's fault. This time with undeniable proof.
Alright, got a power bomb, that's good. Alright, so normally you're supposed to jump across this, kill all these bats, and then shoot these seekers, but if I just stand right here and aim right here, I can skip doing that. Saves like 10 seconds. So I do a slope jump there, and I boost right to the wall because it loads this room. So I actually didn't lose time from failing that slope jump.
Hey, Samus actually went through this time.
Alright, so 1, 1, 2, 1. Hi Cody, I can read the chat.
Yeah, so the puzzles are the same every time, so all you need to do is just memorize the pattern in order to figure it out.
So we're going to be going to Screw Attack right away instead of getting Spider Ball right away. There's something you're not supposed to be able to do, but with a little roll jump, I can get across this room if I can actually roll jump.
This sequence break is major. It skips pretty much everything you need to do before getting Screw Attack.
I scan these posts because it makes the room load during the cutscene and saves some in-game time. I also overlap the cutscene with the E-Tank. Alright, so
cool.
Since you asked me to go for Green Abyss, I'm going for it. It's a one-shot trick.
Alright, let's see.
Lily?
Yep, blaming Lily.
Lily, what the heck? God damn it, Lily.
So that
I
was,
blame Lily for all this.
that would save 10 seconds and 100% if you actually get it, but I usually don't go for it. Can you, like, get up here? Thanks.
Didn't your practice run get it?
Yeah. I am, like, being an idiot right now.
Thanks, Lily. You threw him off.
Alright, you can, like, die now. Thanks. Alright. So that was pretty bad, but... So normally you need Spider Ball to go to this bomb slot, but with an instant morph, I don't need to.
See, it's the guilty ones who are the loudest.
That's true. You have to shout down the people who tell the truth.
So that room can actually be pretty stupid. You can lock onto puffers even though you're locking onto the grapple point, because stupid game. Oh, that was kind of close. Alright, so Volt is pretty broken. Normally supposed to do a puzzle with the portal, and I'm not going to do that, so by simply dashing across, I can skip everything. I'm going to do a little more dashes for speed. Alright, so now I'm going to have to dash back, but this time I only have to hit the respawn trigger, I don't have to make the full dash. And then I'm good.
Oh, I thought we were going to have to blame a pasher.
Blame a pasher? That's a weird way of pronouncing Lily.
So now I have screw attack before like anything in Sanctuary, so it's pretty good. Oh, and using grapple beam over screw attack is faster. You just have more speed with grapple.
Grapple dash.
Do you just dash and grapple there to be cool?
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
So, I will be coming back for Echo Visor later, but I'm doing this puzzle right now, so.
Did you just...
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yes, you can actually destroy those crates with screw attack. You normally need power bomb.
It's crazy.
Alright, so this quad fight, normally it takes like 4 dark shots and a missile to kill the head. And if you kill the head fast enough after it detaches, it retains the health it originally had and you can kill it in 1 missile. It's pretty fast strat. Gonna let this play out a little bit because it saves in game time.
Because the next room's loading.
So coming
We
up,
got a special message.
hear the words of O'Lear, last sentinel of the fortress temple. May they serve you well.
Serve you well.
Alright, so coming up is the Spider Guardian fight. Spider Guardian is really difficult to do fast.
Okay, so by the way, you can actually dupe the fastest item to dupe is Cobalt Visor. And so you can get up to 255%, I believe, by doing any percent and then watching that cutscene like over 200 times or something crazy like that.
Only 255?
So Spider Guardian is a really difficult boss to do fast. There's just so much that can go wrong, so hopefully I can get a good fight.
Yeah, if you don't get a good fight, it's Lily's fault, so don't worry about it.
Damn, I keep pausing too early. Alright, this is where it starts to get hard. Looks like he didn't cancel me out. Alright. That's good, phase 2.
Nice.
Alright.
Wow. Wait, how do you get out of the bomb slot so quick?
They laid the bombs on the floor.
Okay, that makes sense.
Alright, so the hardest part of the fight is done. Just gonna mess around up here for a little bit. So I'm gonna stand right here to be able to stun him at the most optimal position. It takes 4 bombs to stun him. I'm gonna stand right here.
Isn't this part so much unnecessarily more easy in Trilogy? Just because you can spring ball?
Yeah, this fight is actually a lot better on Trilogy.
It's not only that you can spring ball, but the barrier around him that deals damage is smaller as well.
That's so stupid.
Alright, that was a pretty much perfect Spider Guardian fight.
Yeah, like if DF just went to that barrier immediately, he could have been knocked off on the way. As Spider Guardian moved on the way over.
So now we have Spider Ball. We're gonna make a little detour here to collect the Sky Temple key, and then we're gonna head to my boy Quadraxis. You may be wondering, how is it possible to beat Quadraxis without the Dark Suit? Well, I'll show you.
It's not. No, I'm just kidding.
He's doing task-only stuff.
Yeah, it's ass only.
Okay, so DF's just taking a quick detour here to get the first Sky Temple key of the run. So there are these, I forget what they're called, but the only way you can damage them is by having Dark Visor. And once you kill them, you get Sky Temple keys. There's 9 of them in the game, and they unlock the final area.
No. Perfect fights aren't Lily's fault. That's DF's fault for being so good.
I lock onto this door here so it centers me perfectly so I don't have to bother lining up for the tunnel. So we're gonna grab a little missile pack here, and we're gonna go see Quaddy.
Body.
Body with that body.
I love the Quaddy body.
That makes me feel naughty.
Nice unmorph.
Also nice power bracelets.
I personally prefer Power Grip.
So we're going to do a little short wall curl here. The bypass need of having Echo Visor get here. This is why we don't need the keys for this fight, because you can just jump over it.
DSJ into a screw attack.
Stock up on light ammo and hopefully some health, and we're gonna go into the fight.
Alright, so Light Beam does quite a bit of damage to Quadrax. So fully charged Light Shot and two uncharged shots will take out each leg.
Sometimes
Yes,
3.
being very. Sometimes 3.
I'm standing right by his leg here because it manipulates what attack he does.
Hoping to get some good health drops. Not terrible. Oof. Thankfully, if you notice that the health drops are bad, you can actually just like bomb the feet, and that will give you some extra health.
Oops. I have this bad habit of pausing too early to.
So you can do the sonar part without the echo visor? From what I can tell, obviously.
Yeah. All you need is screw attack. And you can completely damage that, and then just use the charge light shots.
Nice screw attack.
Doesn't need screw attack. Yeah, light beam is extremely strong. So that's how you're able to beat Quadrax with the. If you don't have light beam, this fight is not fun.
You zoinker.
Ah, that's awful.
Zoink, Scoop.
The direction that Quadraxis decides to go is random. You have a 50% chance of it being the right pattern.
Please come this way. Ah.
I didn't even realize that Quadraxis shoots Annihilator beam shots.
Oh, and appreciate Dark Suit's Spider Ball for a moment.
Alright, so Quad's dead.
Oh yeah, if you press R on the spider tracks and just like mash R, you'll move faster.
We're mean to Lily because she plays with inverted Y-axis. Or not inverted, whatever, the wrong way.
Does she play with inverted Y-axis?
Yeah, she plays the wrong way!
Oh yeah,
Jumps.
if you play any shooter game with up equals up for aiming, you are wrong.
Yeah, so in most modern games, you actually have to invert.
I should have misled this to save my ammo.
I mean, my least favorite control method is when you have third-person camera. So I invert the horizontal axis as well, but then when you aim, it's also reversed horizontal axis, and that's horrible.
Oh, right, Inhaler Beam. Way to go, Lily. You made me forget the proper term.
Okay, so DF's doing a few screw attacks here because when you screw attack, you take the same amount of damage as if you have Dark Suit.
Actually, it's
and
slightly more.
It's slightly more than Dark Suit?
Yeah, you take 2 DPS if you screw attack before you see it for whatever reason.
Oh.
Alright,
You
so...
can do a slow jump to skip one of the walls.
Right here, this is why the beams have ammo. Just watch.
Yeah.
That seems pretty balanced.
Yep, that's why the beams have ammo. It's pretty busted. If I'm not mistaken, Annihilator Beam does like, what, 10 damage per shot?
12.
12.
And it has the same rate of fire as Power Beam, and it homes in automatically.
For comparison, that's 6 times more powerful than a Power Beam shot.
Alright, so... got that beam ammo expansion. Now we're gonna go get Echo Visor. Another grapple dash. Alright, so I have good dark ammo. I need a lot of dark ammo for Dark Samus. Because believe it or not, Dark Samus resists light beam and is weak to dark beam.
Well, because she's a being of light, which makes sense.
It's just counterintuitive because her name is Dark Samus.
Yeah, she hit you with the mix-up. You're not gonna watch Dark Samus beat the heck out of pirates?
Alright. Okay, she gave me an optimal pattern at the start.
Nice. Yes, you can actually damage Dark Samus with Screw Attack. Was it? I think Screw Attack does like 36 damage per frame or something like that. 28. I don't remember the exact number.
Oh, that was close. Alright, so I switched to Annihilator Beam because I need to open a dark and light portal so it saves a frame, so I don't have to switch to light beam later.
Okay, Dio's just gonna skip this by boosting, doing a bomb jump and boosting up. It's actually not. That's actually really easy to do.
It looks so cool too. Just hanging on the side of a spider track.
So yeah, if there's any cool trick you guys want to try at home, that's probably the one to do.
Alright, so we have the Echo Visor. So we're going to clean up a little bit of Sanctuary. We're going to get like, I think it's 3 or 4 things later, but we're going to clean up pretty much all of Sanctuary now. Then we're going to go get Light Suit. Because Yumos only cares about Sanctuary's energy to get Light Suit. He does not care about the other places. The room's loading, so I'm just going to grab some ammo real quick.
So, DF is shooting these Echo Locks in a certain order. The order is the same every single time.
God, that'd be hell if not.
So, when you morph in this game, Samus's hitbox still remains the same until you're fully morphed, so that's why I'm able to collect that power bomb right there while morphing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same way in
I
Prime
think-
1 and Corruption.
I actually think in Prime 1, she shrinks when she morphs, but when she unmorphs, she's full height.
Oh, that's a minor skip right there. BSJ skip using the Echo Lock puzzle and the cannon.
That's not the case though. It's when you morph. The height is max height until the morph is done.
Crazy. I've been lied to.
Watch someone get missile expansion in Burn Dome, and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah.
So we're gonna return Sanctuary's energy real quick. Getting all these ball or bomb slot bounces, so that's good. A bomb slot bounce saves like a second each time you do it, so.
Have you missed any of them yet?
I've missed a few. Alright, so we just returned Sank's energy. We're gonna clear out the rest, or almost the rest of Sanctuary. And then go back to get Light Suit. So Screw Attack speed is pretty similar to Morph Ball, but it decelerates over time. So that's kind of why I dash, because then I can execute Screw Attacks faster.
Oh, the enemy in this room they're absolutely horrible.
I kill that one right there because it doesn't waste time, but yeah.
Like, if you're not careful, those things can just destroy you.
Alright, so this is a little skip here to avoid using the spider track. This is my personal setup for it, and it's very consistent. Line up like right here, and go here.
Except when it doesn't work. Alright, it worked this time.
I don't know if I can voice that request, because...
Alright, so we're going to do a slope jump here to skip the puzzle, and the guy shot me, so I got owned. Yeah, there we go. Get on the track. Thank you. Alright, so I'm gonna do a trick called a respite hop here. Allows me to get this energy tank, and Daddy wasn't able to stand on the shield for some reason, so I have to do a backup.
That was cool.
But yeah, if you do that properly, you can stand on the respite shield and you can jump off of it. But unfortunately I messed it up, so...
Yeah, thanks Lily for messing up that res bit.
I'm gonna shoot the door before this cutscene so I don't have to open it later. Alright, so I'm gonna do a skip here to avoid using the spider track.
Fun fact, if you don't wait for those to be destroyed and you get out of the cannon, it won't work.
Dang it, I didn't get it. This is pretty precise.
Such strong language. Oh my god.
So if you screw attack just right at that corner, you can get up the ledge. It's kind of precise though, and it's annoying, but usually it's not that big of an issue. Nerds told me to do that in this run.
Nice. So we blame nerds for everything.
What? Since when?
Alright, so now we're making our way to a Great Temple to get Light Suit. But before we get the Light Suit, we're going to grab a missile pack real quick. An interesting thing about this missile is that on the PAL version, you cannot boost into a rock like that, and PAL loses 1 second in this category because of that. That's literally the only difference, though. It's a Dr. Pepper, by the way, that I just opened.
Crack open a gold one. With the
Superior soda.
understandable. Have a nice day.
Alright, so once I get Light Suit, the cleanup part of the run officially starts. I'm going to be heading back everywhere and just clearing everything out. So first we're going to be going to Torvis. So say hello to Travis Bog again.
Tovis.
Thank you, Thyroid Bog.
So this room doesn't load until you shoot the door, so instead of bombing it, I roll shoot it to make it load faster.
DF Pepper.
DS.
So we're going to be cleaning up the upper Torvis section first, and we're going to head to lower Torvis. This missile I skipped early on because I have boost and I can get it faster. Just very slightly. Okay, hopefully the grapple pirates do not spawn here. Or they got them again.
Well, at least better this time around because of dark visor.
Yeah, the grapple pirates will lock the doors until you kill them, so you need to kill them in order to progress. Or you can wait like a minute, but obviously you don't want to wait a minute, so...
A minute sounds horrible. That's a lot of time.
That's like a minute.
This is the most annoying energy tank to get. Alright. Yeah, I fought Quadraxis like 30 minutes, or not, what 30, like 20 minutes ago. I will be fighting a Moribus later, just not right now. Well, Moribus is near the end of the run. Get out of the way, you stupid freaking plant-flowered zoinker.
God damn it, Lily. Control your people.
You can do roll shots with missiles too, but I lay a bomb beforehand because if you press the missile too early, you will lay a power bomb, which loses time.
That's very smart.
You don't want to waste your power bombs. Get up there, you cheeseburger. Okay. You can boost up some of these walls to avoid bombing, and I got that one, so that's good. Alright, so in this room, these aren't grapple pirates, but they have like a 75% chance to spawn, and it's really annoying. Yeah, like that. They just blocked me from using the half-light.
What a wonderful room.
So we're gonna skip like most of the spider ball puzzle by doing this trick right here.
Incredible.
Alright, so this half-pipe is kind of like a Life Grove tunnel in Prime 1 where it can randomly kill your speed, but usually doesn't happen. Okay. Oh, my speed got killed. Okay. As I just said, it wasn't as bad as Prime 1.
Nice.
Alright.
Life Grove Tunnel in Prime 1 is pretty terrible.
So we're gonna take a trip to the Dark World real quick to grab a couple things. Grapple Pirates can spawn in this room too, but in this room it doesn't matter that much. So I can dash off the second guy to get to the bottom faster. Okay, no Grapple Pirates. So that means I screw attack instead. So, when you shoot light beacons with the Annihilator beam, it attracts dark enemies towards it because it's a mix of light and dark. And they just go kill themselves, basically, so I'm going to do that with this Huntering so he leaves me alone. Good night, Willie. Congrats on your run today. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, congrats on the world record.
Oh yeah, that was Lily's fault on the half-pipe, so... So we're gonna be heading back to the Light World.
Yeah, eventually we just stop wording that it's Lily's fault because we just expect her to know.
So the Grapple Pirates spawned here, but I'm going to the Light World, so it doesn't matter that they spawned. Those pirates literally don't matter.
I forget that they exist, to be honest.
Alright, so now we're going to be heading to Lower Torvis for cleanup and nice. There's actually a new route change in Lower Torvis recently. Living Circuitry and I timed a wall crawl on Lower Torvis and it saves like 30 seconds.
Oh, that wall crawl is really cool.
And the camera kind of screwed up there, so I couldn't do a roll jump, but oh well. Alright. Got 2 out of 5 sets of Grapple Pirates this run, so kind of average. This fight is bad though. Okay.
So yeah, now it's back to Lower Torvis to clean up the items there and also get main power bombs. And even though secret missiles is initially required, you still don't need them for this area.
So I have power bombs, but I never actually got the upgrade from Power Bomb Guardian. Because I got them early.
Wow, everyone's getting on the Lily Blame bandwagon.
That's because it's her fault.
It is her fault. Completely. Entirely.
If she didn't want a bandwagon, she should have stopped it.
Right?
No, but for real, Lily's a cool person. I just blame her because it's funny. Alright, so Power Bomb Guardian can actually open the door up there for you if you get lucky.
What a nice plant.
That was very close to hitting the door. Unfortunately, he did not open it, so he's not my homeboy. Basically, I'm doing the bomb slot order from hardest to easiest, just because later in the fight he does power bombs a lot faster. So I want to get the easy ones later, since I don't have to try really. You can skip going around the track here by just performing a DDJ. Now we finally have power bombs! Yay! Alright, now we're gonna head back to the White World. And we're gonna kill a bunch of fishies to get some ammo. I mostly want power bombs though.
This is my favorite part of the run.
Alright. Oh, cool, I got full power bombs. You want at least 3, but I have 8, so that's good. You can skip this puzzle in this turn by simply screw attacking over to these spider tracks here. Yes, missiles cap at 255 in this game. So I duped the missile launcher, but my missiles will not go above 255. I made the cycle, so that's good.
Nice.
Alright, so here's a new trick in Hondo. So hopefully I can get this quick, because it's really cool.
Alright, so a bit about screw attack. Screw attack's about the size of a morph ball. So you can screw attack into morph ball tunnels, and then it force unmorphs, so you're basically out of bounds. Like that. What this does is skips a really obnoxious puzzle. It's also extremely slow.
I gotta go back in. I'll line up. And we're in.
Yeah, screw attack is the main reason why Echoes is so busted when it comes to going out of bounds.
Basically any morph tunnel you see, you can go out of bounds. There are some you can't go out of bounds in, but for the most part, you can get out of bounds in almost everyone. Those Echoes. Oh, he got in the way. I'm gonna grab the Sky Temple key. There's 2 more things left to get in Torvis, and we're going to clear the rest of Sanctuary, then we're going to go to Aegon and finish that up. Cool. If you boost up walls, you can sometimes skip placing bombs, so I got that one there. It's pretty cool. Alright, so normally you're supposed to hit 2 bomb slots for this, but you can literally just boost up here, and you can avoid triggering the bomb slot. It saves like a second.
It doesn't change the direction at which, or it doesn't change the visuals of the direction it moves. So it looks like you're going against the current, but in reality, no.
So we're never coming back to Torvis again in this run. So say goodbye to Torvis.
Bye, Travis.
By Tetanus Bog.
Because we officially have everything in Torvis.
Bye, Topus Blog. I'll miss those quick vlogs.
Oops.
Later, testicle blob.
What?
Alright, so there's only a few items left in Sanctuary. Unfortunately, I can't get everything at once because 2 things require the light suit, so... That's why I have to come back here in the second time. Boost against this wall here because it will hit the load for this room faster. I break this crate in case it gives me a power bomb, which it did. So I can use power bombs on doors now to pre-bomb them.
I was wondering how that would work. Or how you got the door to open earlier.
So this resbot up here, his name is Ryan, and he can shoot you down sometimes. Thankfully he did not shoot me down.
Let's go, Ryan.
Oh yeah, so fun fact, the reason why this room opened almost immediately the first time around is because it's loading while you're doing the puzzle. Second time around it just takes a while. This room takes forever to load.
Alright, so that's a cool skip there. If you morph at the right time, you can instant morph onto that spider track and skip the entire puzzle. So it's quite a bit of time. Oops. There's not much to talk about right now, it's just a movement.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay another power bomb there to open that door for later. This time I'm actually going to use a bomb to save a power bomb. I like to use power bombs because it just makes it easier to bomb doors. Looks like I didn't get him fast enough. If you shoot this guy fast enough on your way over here, you can screw attack him to kill him, but I was too slow. Oops.
Man, that loading was forever. Thanks, Lily.
That room just takes forever to load.
So if you stand in a good spot here, you can actually kill both of these little guys at the same time. And I got it.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, so now we're done with Sanctuary. I'm never coming back here.
Hell yeah.
So the only place left to clean up is Aegon, and Aegon has a lot of stuff left. There's one more out of bounds left in this run.
Did you know that Echoes is 80% wall crawls?
So
That's what makes it cool.
I think I'm fully equipped to fight Dark Samus now. I was too scared earlier in the run to fight her.
Finally, it took you long enough.
First, I'm gonna collect a couple things.
What a weenie.
Big weenie. Wait.
An easy powerbomb?
You don't actually have to land back up here to get back up here. You just have to hit the respawn trigger and you can get back up. Okay.
Out of all the missile expansions, that's the one I most likely forget.
Alright, so now we're gonna fight Dark Samus. I was too scared to fight her earlier, but I think I'm ready now. Come on. Annihilator Beam does 5 times damage to her for some reason.
It's 10 times damage.
It's actually 5.
It's 5? I thought it was
Yeah.
10.
It's 5.
Oh.
Lol.
But now I have to reload the room to get the missiles and the spider tracks to work, so I'm gonna come over here real quick and then come back.
I thought it was, or I thought it, like, in the files it stated 5 times damage, but actually does 10. Like, it's weird. It's weird. So yeah, you can skip the puzzle by screw attacking in here.
So I'm going to be doing the Pirate Labs backwards now, because I never went through them normally.
Oh, this Morphball tunnel is actually really bad. You can't actually boost through it or it'll kill your speed and just stall you completely. Like, it's just faster to not boost.
So I normally don't take the save, but I'm going to because there's a chance the game can crash coming up, but I've never gotten it, but I'm going to save anyway just in case.
Always expect the worst.
The game will crash basically because I've done things in the wrong order, but it's preventable. Just in case I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I forget why this crashed. Oh, there's basically aspects of 2 different layers loaded at the same time.
So if I fall down in this room before getting the upgrades, I lose a ton of time, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, that's step 1, that's the hardest one. Okay. Now I just have to avoid the trigger. If I touch the fire trigger now, I actually won't lose that much time, but ideally I want to avoid it, so... Alright. So the next room, the game can crash if you go too fast, so I'm not going to boost in the room. I think it crashes because...
Going too fast?
Yeah, I think it crashed because there's 2 layers overlapping each other. When Metroid's coming out in the space pirate fight. Alright, so the game didn't crash, so we're good. Now we're gonna go to Dark Aegon for some cleanup. We're actually gonna fight a Morbus now, so...
Yay!
So there's a convenient ammo recharge station here I'm going to be taking, mostly just for the power bombs.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact. This Sky Temple key, the ink pod does not appear unless you have main power bombs.
My PB is submitted in in-game time. My RTA for my PB is 2:20:53. Okay. There's really no reason to save here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because I'm using this anyway to load the room faster for in-game time.
Yeah, this version's actually a little bit easier than the other one. We're missing Sonic CD. Obviously gotta get the theme song from Sonic CD.
Oops. Just a little hiccup there. Get up there. Thank you. Ah. This is impossible. TAS only. Alright.
Cheeseburger.
Just like Burning Trail.
I think Samus had too many cheeseburgers.
Do you think anyone looks at our times thinking they're RTA and wonders how everyone finishes at exactly a minute increment?
Alright, so this is a really good fight coming up. There's a lot of strategy involved.
Gotta love Annihilator shots.
So they're just gonna go kill themselves for me while I come get this.
They're gonna go commit toaster bath.
And we just watch as they all kill themselves.
Except for that one, for some reason. Oh, there we go.
So now we're making our way to a Morbus finally. So I should have 210 missiles. Alright, haven't forgotten anything. Alright, now it's time to fight the Alaskan bullworm.
That's the way to describe it.
Perfect.
Alright, so the way this fight works is you have these worms that are coming out of the ground that you need to shoot, and then they'll come over to the center. One for the first round, two for the second round, three for the third round. However, in the second round, if you are able to get inside both of them fast enough, you can you can actually skip the third worm from ever showing up. However, if you do the same tech twice, you soft lock. The worms have been released. They're free.
If you do the strat again on the third phase, and if you go too fast, the game will soft lock, so I'm gonna have to slow down for it. So if I do this correctly, okay, now the third worm will never spawn.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just two worms at this point.
Alright, so if I go to... Oh, I didn't even hit him. Cool. Okay, well, I don't have to worry about soft locking now.
Yeah, he wants to soft lock and too fast. Oh, another fun fact is ultra energy drops from a Morbus look the same as in Prime 1.
Since I paused there, you could see that a Morbus actually still had health left because I never killed the third worm.
Crazy.
I finally have Dark Suit.
Yeah, it took like 2 hours. Wow.
Finally.
Too bad it doesn't do anything for me now. 100% does not include scans because we only care about what's on the mission final screen. So the only reason why we need to get Aegon's energy is because in Mining Plaza, the first main room of Aegon, there's an Echo Lock puzzle there that unlocks an energy tank. The Echo Locks are not there until you return to the energy, so that's why I need to get it. So there's not much to talk about for a little bit, because it's just movement.
Yeah, just a lot of boost ball mostly.
Tell me about that spider ball.
Yeah, you can boost into these light crystal dudes and they just die. You can also kill them with Annihilator. As far as I know, those are the only two ways to kill them. Alright, so I want to avoid this save zone because it'll trigger a cutscene with the very first warrior in fight. And I don't want to trigger it because it loses time. Alright, so I'm going to wait for these guys to finish their attacks. I'm going to go to 2 BSJ to get this missile expansion without going back to the light world first.
Yeah, so normally up there's a one-way portal in the light world.
Wow. What is going on?
Good game.
Good, good.
Alright, so we're almost done with Aegon. There's only a couple things left.
Whoa. I've never seen that before. That's nice. That's neat.
Yeah, this whole run has been new to me. Because usually I start out watching a run and DF gets like 2 minutes ahead and then I fall asleep and I wake up to a choked run.
Yeah, this category is actually really hard to do fast. So we're going to return Aegon's energy real quick.
Sure, it's not just from being a weenie.
Absolutely.
Well, I've always known you're a weenie. I've always known that.
Hell yeah. That's why I keep failing early wild.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm just a big weenie.
Ugh. So,
Sure you don't need a cheeseburger?
and then in the next room coming up, there's usually a puzzle you have to do to get to Dark Burst, but I'm not going to do that, because I don't feel like it.
Also, I'm actually allergic to beef, so I can't have a cheeseburger.
Oh.
Biggest fun fact.
Look, I fun fact people as I please.
And grab this missile real quick. For some reason, this door is only light from the other side. I don't know why they made it like that, but oh well. Yeah, see, it's blue on this side. Alright, so I'm not going to do the puzzle. And since I didn't do the puzzle, the pickup cutscene for Dark Burst isn't going to play.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's in a different. That specific cutscene's in a different layer.
Nuts.
Oh yeah, so on our screw attack based secret world here.
Alright.
Nice. Alright, so these are the locks DF was talking about earlier that won't show up unless you return the energy.
Alright, so Aegon is completely done now. So all that's left is Temple Grounds.
No, we're never done making fun of Lily.
I thought she was going to bed.
Nah. How can she sleep at night using the wrong y-axis?
Wow.
So earlier in the run before I went to Sanctuary, I moved this light block, and this is why, because I'm going to this portal now. I'm gonna grab this missile, then I'm gonna go grab the Sky Temple key.
Don't get lost.
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to my boy Cordy. He got lost in a cursed lake somehow.
I have no idea how that's even possible. I don't know how that's even possible. Oh, fun fact with that Seeker lock, on the other side is actually a super door.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think it's because the room is small.
I just wonder why they just did make it blue on the other side if they couldn't fit another lock.
Yeah, considering you're not supposed to get over here without Seekers anyway.
Because Seekers and Supers both require 5 missiles. I bet that's their thought process.
Yeah, but again, you're not supposed to be on this side.
Yeah. Game devs are pretty strange people. Getting converted is nice, Lily. That doesn't mean you're forgiven, though.
So we're gonna make a quick detour to Great Temple because I need to get a missile expansion here. And it also works as a convenient shortcut to the Sanctuary side.
Yeah, so you can skip the puzzle by doing a slope jump there.
We'll let that cutscene play a little bit so the door opens faster for in-game time. So there's like half a second or something. So since Annihilator Beam auto-homes, I can just shoot it like this to automatically hit the safe zone to kill this pirate. Stop. Stop. I hate it when Samus locks onto the wrong thing. It's annoying.
Yeah, definitely.
So in this room, there's a warrior Ing I like to call George. He can sometimes be in your way after you get the key, so maybe he'll come say hi to us.
He's in the way. I don't really want him to say hi.
George didn't come say hi. I guess he's shy for marathons.
Aw, George. Are those Metroids?
Yeah, they're
Yes.
Dark Talon Metroids.
In a Metroid game? What the heck?
Right? I was never expecting Metroids in a Metroid game.
There was some pretty sick movement there.
Nice one-hop screw attack.
That was a pretty cool bounce. I think I got it. Let's see. Okay, so if you morph the frame you touch a portal, you'll morph out of the cutscene, and there's a glitchy animation for it.
Nuts.
So this missile on top of the ship here, this missile does not exist until you collect Space Jump for whatever reason. So max percent no Space Jump can't get this missile just because it doesn't spawn until you collect it. Otherwise you could get it. And grab an energy tank right here. Camera, thank you. Alright, so now we're gonna go grab Sunburst. Usually there's a really long puzzle we have to do, but I'm not doing it.
That's slow.
Puzzles? In a Metroid game?
Video_game.
So we're performing a 2BS shake. We're performing a 2BS shake and get up to that ledge and just screw attack over here. Saves a lot of time.
Because echoes.
Alright, so we should get the 100% message here, but it's actually fake. There's still one more item left. So I'm actually going to be finishing this run with 101% since I duped the missile launcher at the start of the run.
It's a fake.
Oh wow.
Thanks, Lily, for a fake 100% pickup.
Okay, check it out. What a game.
Alright, so this is the last item in the game. So we now officially have every upgrade and expansion. There's only one Sky Temple left, or Sky Temple key left. And then it's time for the final bosses.
Yeah, the keys actually don't go towards your percentage counter, so that's how we can just skip. Or that's how the sanctuary the keys can be just skipped in 100%.
If you collect the key really fast, the music for the key collection doesn't play.
Oh, did it not play at all?
Nuts.
The music is dead too, interesting.
Oh, weird. It's really strange.
That is so weird.
Now it's back.
Good game.
Great game.
Alright, it's time for the final boss. So you can skip going on the platforms here by doing a simple slope jump against this wall. Living Circuitry thinks this is impossible, but it's actually really easy.
He thinks it's hard.
Yeah. Alright, so, Emperor Ing 1. I'm going to be using Light Beam for the tentacles, and I'm going to use Sunburst on him. Yes, I'm using Sunburst, because it saves 3 seconds. So...
Yeah, Sunburst is so slow that you can shoot it pretty much immediately while it's taking form and it'll hit.
That's Emperor Ing 1. Fortunately, I got trolled by that stupid goop. That was pretty tight. Alright, now time for Emperor Ing 3. He's dead.
Because echoes.
Alright, so now I have to use 25 Annihilator shots on Dark Samus, so I'm going to be wasting ammo until I have something multiple 25. That way you don't have to do math in my head.
Makes sense.
Alright, so, again, just like Dark Samus 2, you can attack Dark Samus with Screw Attack. And the goal is to actually skip Dark Samus 4. However, whether you skip him, or whether you can skip her is random. Sometimes she'll just go to the center and not care. A really dumb fight.
And
wow.
that's time.
Nice. I was expecting her to not cooperate at all.
Good shit.
Very nice.
So since I finished 20 minutes before estimate, I'm gonna let the credits play out so I can see the final in-game time. Yeah, that's Metroid Prime 2 100%.
Echoes.
Echoes.
Echo, echo, echo.
Echoes.
Echo.
If this isn't world record, it's Lily's fault.
It's not. I'm like 3 minutes behind.
I guess it's Lily's fault then.
Yeah, way to go, Lily.
It's a 151, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, Emperor 3 has a hitbox underneath him that's vulnerable to screw attack.
It's amazing that that hitbox is in the game.
So every mistake in my run is Lily's fault.
So Lily's at fault for what, 3 minutes?
Yeah, man.
The 90% in game time record is 54. My PB at 90% is a 55, and it sucks, but I plan to do 90% again once I'm happy with my 100% time.
Man, Cody got the time wrong. Thanks, Lily.
Okay, so, the ending you get for getting 75% items, I don't know why people hate it. Like, the polygons for Samus aren't bad, but it really isn't that bad. I'll show you why.
I mean, it really isn't that terrible.
And...
Boy, Scoop!
I wasn't expecting you to do it that way. Oh my god.
Throw your middle fingers in chat.
Unfortunately, in Prime 1 you can skip the credits by holding down, but in Echoes you can't. So I have to watch the whole thing.
And it's even longer than Prime 1, I think.
Would you get a world record for a Scooby snack?
Yeah, better enjoy that Scooby snack.
We can't speed up credits because of Lily.
I actually really enjoy Corruption's ending theme. Then again, I don't think I've done a 100% run of Corruption since the 300% marathons. Yeah, last year, a few of us did a 300% marathon, or 300% run, which is 100% of all 3 Prime games. Boy, that was rough.
I've been trying to figure out the lyrics to this ending theme for so long.
Table.
So I think I'm pretty happy with this run for a marathon. It's not the best run, but it's alright. Still beats the second place time.
Does it beat the second place time still?
Yeah, the second place time is like forever away.
So we just sit here and enjoy these sweet, lovely, lovely credits.
Alright. It's time to see the final IGT.
Special thanks.
I think it's a 151.
I'm gonna call it. It's a 157.
I was going 152.
No, it's gonna be a
Okay.
151.
Here it comes, boys. 101%, 151.
Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so that
Beat
was
the old world record.
Metroid Prime 2, 100%. We have a Discord for Metroid Prime games. Lily would kindly provide, or not Lily, Venme will kindly provide the link.
What is it? Discord.me/Metroid Prime, I think?
Lily, it's your fault we bullied you.
Oh, nope. Hold on a second.
Okay, so yeah, that was Echoes Hundo. I want to thank Venme, Zlo, and Kirby. Kirby's asleep now, but I want to thank them for commentating with me, and I want to thank Speed Gaming for having me. I'd like to do another Echoes run at a marathon sometime.
Doing 8%.